In chapter 2839, Julian Buckham's parents grapple with their son's romantic hesitations and their deep desire for him to settle down. The chapter begins with Mr. Buckham, frustrated and cursing after he hangs up on him. He reminisces about the numerous blind dates he arranged for Julian in the past, only to realize later that his son's reluctance stemmed from an undisclosed issue. Finally, when Kiara, the woman who can save Julian, comes into the picture, his parents become increasingly impatient with his slow progress in courting her. Mr. Buckham's frustration is palpable as he laments how easy it should be to confess, propose, get married, and have a baby. However, Mrs. Buckham offers a more tempered perspective. She understands that Julian, who has never been in a romantic relationship before, is navigating uncharted territory. She reassures her husband that Julian is committed to Jonsberg and that Kiera is unlikely to be courted by other men while Julian is around. She emphasizes that marriage should not be rushed. It must be mutual and consensual for true happiness to follow. Mrs. Buckham acknowledges the significant influence of the Karen family in Jonsberg, highlighting their long standing martial arts gym and the respect it commands in the community. She warns that any attempt to force the marriage could lead to enmity between the families, which would be detrimental to all involved. Recognizing the need for diplomacy, she suggests they visit Jonsberg under the pretense of a trip. This way, they can meet the Karens and subtly enhance Julian's standing without appearing too pushy. Mr. Buckham agrees, noting that Julian living with the Karens provides a perfect opportunity to express their gratitude with gifts. They plan to select ordinary yet thoughtful gifts to avoid overwhelming the Karens, who might feel uncomfortable accepting lavish presents. Meanwhile, Julian, having ended a call with his father, contemplates his situation. Sitting in his office, he is torn between his desire to confess his love for Kiera and his fear of rejection. He is acutely aware that Kiera sees him as a buddy, and he dreads the possibility that a confession might not only ruin their friendship, but also result in him being asked to leave the Karen household. Despite his anxieties, he is deeply fond of the lively and loving atmosphere in the Karen family, which contrasts sharply with his own solitary existence. As he ponders his next move, his phone rings again. Initially, he assumes it is his father calling back, but to his pleasant surprise, the caller ID shows Kiera's name. His mood instantly lifts and he answers with a smile, which Kiera can sense even over the phone. She shares exciting news about a significant business deal she just closed, bringing in substantial profits. Overjoyed by her success, she invites Julian and others to celebrate with a dinner that evening. This interaction highlights the dynamic between Julian and Kiera. Despite Julian's internal struggles, Kiera's call brings a moment of joy and lightness to his day. The chapter portrays Julian's deep affection for Kiera and his respect for her accomplishments, setting the stage for further development in their relationship.